So hello guys, today I'm going to start the second chapter of the Dhando Investor book and it is our day 2 and let's start the video. It's about Maninal Dhando. Okay, it's a man and we will talk about how this man makes a business and make a profitable business. So let's start. The Patel Motal Dhando story is interesting. This is talking about the chapter 1, but it appears that this was a huge one-time opportunity in the early 1970s. It does not look like the same could be replicated today. Well, let's refute that perspective by examining the journey Manilal Chaudhary has embarked on. Manilal is not a Patel, but he is their first cousin. Like the Patels, he hails from the Gujarat and has virtually identical cultural and religious beliefs like the stereotypical Patels. The entrepreneurial genes are deeply entrenched. It was a very pretty sunny Southern California Valentine's Day in 2006 when I left my office in Irvine to visit Manilal as his best Western motel in Moreno Valley, California, about 50 miles inland in the desert. A mutual friend has briefly described Manilal's interesting entrepreneurial story to me. I was intrigued and contacted him to arrange an interview. Manilal is an unamusing, pleasant 54-year-old guy who comes across as a very honest and hardworking and likable fellow. He was born and raised in Gujarat in a family with four brothers and two sisters. One of his brothers had migrated to the United States in 1970s and had settled in the San Francisco Bay Area. Manilal had trained and worked as an accountant in India. In 1991, his brother sponsored him and he was able to get his US green card and migrate to the United States with his wife and kids. He arrived in San Francisco with virtually no cash or assets. His brother hosted them and Manilal began to look for a job so he could support his family. Manilal spoke English before he came to United States and had already been in the United States for 15 years when we met. Even so, I found it hard to understand Manilal's broken and heavily accented English, especially in our phone conversation. It was easier in person, but it would have been a huge liability for him 15 years ago in the job market. With no prior US job experience or references and his language handicap, he had difficulty finding a white collar accounting job and eventually abandoned that futile effort. Manilal was under pressure to earn money to support his family. He was now pretty much ready to take any job at minimum wage. In the early 1990s, the United States was in a deep recession and that made it all more difficult. Manilal's first job was at a gas station at minimum wage. His work hours were 3 p.m. to 7 a.m., 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. He was working 112 hours a week. Through the grapevine, he heard that there was a computer power supply manufacturing company in Southern California, Cherokee International, owned by a fellow Patel, that was growing and adding staff. Manilal interviewed with Cherokee and get a job there. He moved his family to Southern California and his brother lent some financial support as they got settled. After starting at Cherokee, he worked full time and put in all the overtime the company would allow. Cherokee recognized some of his accounting skills and put him in the stockroom helping out with inventory management. The pay was a little over minimum wage. His remaining two brothers and one sister and all their families joined him in the few months. They all lived together in a small apartment and in short order nearly all the adults had assembly line type jobs at Cherokee. One brother was single with seven adults and paychecks began to flow in and Manilal and all his siblings started saving in earnest. Their first objective was to get a larger place and they decided to buy a house in 1994. They pulled their savings about $60,000 and bought a house in the pleasant town of Foothill Ranch, California for $2 lakh. Also in 1994, Manilal took a second job at Texaco gas station. He now worked from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Cherokee and then from 5:30 p.m. until 11 p.m. at the gas station. The Persian gas station owner recognized Manilal's integrity and had work ethos, and he made him the de facto manager of the gas station. Besides his wages, he gave Manilal 10% of the gas station's net profit. Manilal managed the place like an owner. He hired and fired staffs as required and made sure the gas station ran without a hitch. Manilal became intimately familiar with the gas station business, the margins on various items, the overheads, how much money the business made, and so on. By 1998, the Chaudhrys had bought a condo for his sister's family and another home in Foothill Ranch for 1,70,000. They continued to live very simply from the beginning. The four siblings' families had agreed to put 500 a month per family into a common savings account. This pool funded the initial down payments for their first home. For subsequent purchases, they also drew down this pool. They all lived very simple lives and worked around the clock. As a result, there was not much free time to spend on entertainment. Manilal told me that they traveled a fair amount during the first 2 years, hitting the usual tourist spots. After that, they didn't have much interest in traveling, and all of them worked long hours with a great deal of overtime, even with very low wages. They were each soaking away several thousands dollars a year. In 1998, Manilal decided that he wanted to buy a small business with his extended family. He considered gas station, liquor stores, landromats, and such. His Texaco gas station employer supported his goals but told him not to look at liquor stores due to high crime and headaches. Some Patel suggested motels, but in Southern California, these new cost millions. He kept looking for a business to buy but was unable to find one that felt right. He was patient. In 2001, after 9/11, the travel industry went into a major slump and motel occupancy and prices declined significantly. Cherokee had many Patel employees. One of them, Ashok Patel, was a vice president at the firm. He liked Manilal and told him he had loved to invest some money with him in business that Manilal might run. After 9/11, Manilal came across a Best Western motel for sale in Valley, Moreno Valley for 4.5 million. It was a spectacular property on nearly 3 acres right off the highway. They needed to put about 1.4 million down to buy the property. Manilal and his siblings had all 22 2,25,000 in savings. They also had the ability to get about 1,25,000 through home equity loans on their new appreciated homes. The deal they struck was that the Chaudhrys would own 25% of the motel and put out 3,50,000 in cash. Ashok Patel invested about 2,52,000 and got an 18% interest. Three other friends of Manilal each invested 2,66,000 and each received a 19% interest. Here is the ownership breakdown for the Moreno Valley Best Western. Manilal siblings 25, Ashok 18, Mahendra Patel 19, Ravi Patel 19, Kanu Parekh 19, total 100. Manilal told me that he was deeply skeptical about handing his money to anyone in any type of business endeavor. However, this was a deal where he was going to manage the motel, and in effect, his investors had handed him the money. I told him Pavrai Fund worked the same way. I don't need to do too much due diligence on my investors because I am getting their money and not vice versa. Manilal quit his Cherokee's job and began running the motel full time. He received a salary and the profits were split among the partners in the proportion of their ownership. Let's fast forward 4 years. The motel market value is now $9 million. 100% increase. But wait, over the past 4 years, some of the 3.1 million note has been paid down. Let's assume about 2 lakh was paid down every year. So now the note due to 2.3 million, their 1.4 million is now worth 6.7 million. That's an annualized return of a stunning 48% a year. Hold on, there is more. We haven't calculated the dividends this investment had yielded over the past 4 years. When Manilal took over the motel in 2001, average occupancy was 60% and the average nightly rate was $55, yielding gross revenues to under 1.6 million. The average occupancy now is north of 60% and the average rate is $670, yielding gross revenues of 2.1 million. Revenues have increased about 5 lakh over the past 4 years. I had guessed that underlying costs have increased by perhaps only 1,50,000. The motel is likely generating 8 lakh plus in free cash flow annually after paying Manilal a handsome salary. Let's examine the economics here from Manilal's vantage point. His salary is at least 50,000 a year, a big step up from his Cherokee and gas station days. His family's 3,50,000 investment in this motel bond yielded an initial annual coupon of 1,25,000 a year. It has increased by 25,000 a year and today is about 2 lakh. Initially, his Initially, this bond paid a 36% coupon and currently the coupon is 57%. In addition, if they decided to sell this bond today, they wouldn't just get back the 3,50,000 but nearly 1,07,000, about 5 times the initial investment in 4 years. Manilal is busy these days with the construction of a new Holiday Inn Express in Chino Hills, California. He bought the land of 1.3 million and expects it to cost about 8 million in aggregate. Revenues are expected to be around 2.3 million a year. He was understandably reticent to give me all his financial details, but I suspect the best Western has been refinanced and the investors have gotten their money out and then some. The refinancing, along with the robust cash flow from the Best Western, is funding Chino Hills and other projects. The family has started to set up independently owned properties by the siblings. One brother and the sister each run small motels in Utah. Both properties have about 40 to 50 rooms and they were purchased with about 2,50,000 down. Each sibling and spouse quite Cherokee as they started running motels. One brother still works at Cherokee. Manila still lives modestly in the same foothill ranch house he bought in 1994. The kids have all done exceptionally well. They are mostly professionals, doctors, dentists, and so on. His daughter is now 32. She is married with 2 kids and recently bought a small motel in Utah as well, which she manages with her husband. Now that's what I had called Manilal Dhando. He worked hard, saved all he could, and then bet it all on a single no-brainer bet. Reeling from the severe impact of 9/11 on travel, the motor industry was on its knee. As prices and occupancy collapsed, Manila stepped in and made this his play. He was on the hunt for 3 years. He patiently waited for the right deal to materialize. Classically, his story is all about few bets, big bets, infrequent bets, and it's all about only participating in coin tosses where heads I win, tails I don't lose much. So here I completed the second chapter of The Dhando Investor written by Manish Bobrai, and in the next video I will continue the lecture 3, which is Virgin Dhando. So if you guys are liking my videos and this help you increase your English language, English speaking skills, so please subscribe and share with your friends who is struggling in increasing the communication skills. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.